Hello, Virgos, and welcome to this, your mid to late June reading and predictions. I am coming to you right now from beautiful Red Deer County, Alberta, Canada. I've decided to make the video outside. I'm hoping that the wind isn't going to go just tearing through the microphone throughout this. There is some traffic noise in the background, so hopefully that won't be too disruptive for us. And as you can see, the sun is shining. I'm out on an acreage, and I'm ever so grateful to my friends for allowing me to park here for a couple of weeks. So my son and I are still adapting to the nomadic lifestyle, trying to find Wi-Fi. I'm trying to find new and creative ways to create my videos. Doing videos from different locations on a regular basis is a little bit hectic. Anyway, I'm going to put these on so that I don't squint at you throughout the reading. And Virgos, let's get started. We're going to start by pulling some cards and taking a peek at where you are at now. I'm also hoping that I don't experience, the wind is just howling. I'm hoping the microphone's going to be okay. All right, let's get started with your reading. Enough about me. This is about the Virgos for mid to late June. I'm also hoping that the cards don't blow away in the process of doing this. Yesterday was even more crazy. Yesterday, I recorded some of the videos from inside because it was just impossible to be outside. But I guess I'll get this reading done and see how the microphone sounds. I may have to redo it, I guess, if the wind is howling too loudly. All right. Virgos, where are you at now? What's going on with you now? All right, we've gone through this deck twice and we have not had a card come out for you. So let's tap back in just a moment. Where are we going to go? All right, well, we'll go over here then. Still a tarot deck, just different pictures on the cards. And I find that that can make all the difference. The meaning and the energy and the intention behind the cards are the same, Virgo. But sometimes different pictures resonate better with different people. So where are the Virgos at now? What's going on with you guys? There we go. All right, we got one out. So I guess it's just the one card. The next card that we're going to pull for you, Virgo, is going to be a card of what you're focusing on. Where are you putting your intentions and your energies at this time, mid to late June? Two cards out so far, and another one. Okay. Is there anything else? Oh, I think this is so funny that the ribbon on my hat or the scarf on my hat just keeps flying around. Okay, let's pull these out in the order in which they came out, which would be like that. Okay. Right, where am I going to set these? I am a little bit crowded for space here today, but it is what it is. Okay, the next cards that we're going to pull are your cards of difficult influences. Now I'm getting called to this deck for sure. Difficult influences for the Virgos. Already got cards jumping out. Yep, that one flew out. What else? Is there anything else that Virgo needs to know? Nope. Nope. Okay. Okay. I just have to tuck these underneath things so that they don't blow away while I'm trying to pull the next set of cards for you. The next cards that we're going to pull for you, Virgo, are going to be cards that just make sense. Now, these cards are cards that either tie the rest of the reading together if it seems a little bit disjointed, or they have identical meaning to another card elsewhere in your reading, thus giving you that double reinforcement that the energies intended or the meanings intended behind that card are really, really important at this time. Right? Anything else for Virgo that just makes sense? Okay, so we just have the one card that's come out for you that just makes sense. Next card is going to be a card of unexpected. What is unexpected? Yeah, getting called over here to the Sacred Traveler. Had a couple of zodiac signs this month already that had indications that travel or even relocation may be in their future. So wouldn't that be nice? Hey, Virgo? All right. Okay. Let's go through the deck one more time. Unexpected. Unexpected for Virgo. Yep, that one wants to come out. That one, nope. That one went back in. Is there anything else that's unexpected? Influences, unexpected insights for the Virgos. Yeah, and we do have a couple more cards there. All right. The final cards that we're going to pull for you, Virgo, are your cards of your general overall outcome. Now, the general overall outcome cards are the cards that are predicting or projecting farthest into the future. So I'm sitting here in the middle of June and I'm recording this video for you with the intention of covering the time period between June 15th and June 30th, with the final cards actually looking at, June maybe 28th through to about July 2nd. So let's see what the cards say about where you are predicted to be at, what your outcome is going to be. All right. There we go. Outcome. Oops. Yep, I've got cards flying. You got some outcome. Interesting outcomes for the Virgos. Yep, we've got a card that's going to turn here. So what I mean by that is, as I'm putting the cards back into the rest of the deck, this one doesn't want to go back. So we'll yank that one out too. All right, that was the first card, second card, and there we go. Okay. Where are you at now? Oh, Virgo. So the very first card in your reading is the completion card. This card is number 21 of the major arcana, and this is the card about putting in the last piece of the puzzle. It's an indication that you are reaching the end of a cycle, reaching the end of a lesson that you needed to learn. One of your life lessons or one of your soul lessons is now coming to its closure so that you can begin a new cycle and a new process of moving forward. Your next soul lesson is going to be coming forward for you in the very near future, Virgo. This is an absolutely amazing card. I love it when this card comes up in the beginning of a reading because it's an indication that you have done a ton of really, really hard work, and that, there's just, when we are souls on the other side and we decide that we're going to incarnate here on planet Earth and in the third dimension, we set ourselves up for a certain number of lessons that we need to learn. And when we learn one of those lessons, that's when this card comes in, showing us that we have completed something, and then we are free to be able to move forward into our next soul lesson. Absolutely amazing. And there are certain souls who incarnate here on planet Earth, on the third dimension, who never even get past their first soul lesson. And Virgo, this is telling me, yeah, you've been doing the work. You've been digging deep, and as much as you may not consciously recognize exactly whatever it is that you have learned, your soul at this time believes that you have learned that, and they can now bring new energies into you, new lessons into you. Just amazing. I love it. Okay, you have the Four of Summer, also known as the Four of Cups. You have the Two of Winter, also known as the Two of Swords. You have the Release card, which is the Death card. Yeah, definitely. When you have the Completion card, it's quite often found that the Release card or the Death card comes in, and you have the Nine of Winter. Okay, interesting stuff. So when we complete an aspect of our soul's learnings, when we complete a cycle, oftentimes we find ourselves distracted. We find ourselves given choices, a whole whack of new choices, and we don't know what to do with that. And we lack direction. That causes some pain and discomfort in us. So the Four of Summer, also known as the Four of Cups, sorry, there's a bit of a reflection there, is a card of being distracted. You'll notice a little tiny fairy down at the bottom here that's trying to get the larger fairy's attention. It's jumping up and down, it's waving things, it's saying, hey, pay attention to me. And this fairy is staring off into space, completely distracted, not seeing that there are magical new opportunities right in front of her. You have the Two of Winter. The Two of Winter is also a card of choices and decisions. Whenever we see the two come up in the tarot, it's about choices or decisions. It's about being called or pulled in two different directions. And Virgo, I can definitely see that with the Completion card coming up, you definitely have some decisions that you're going to be needing to make. Also, the Winter or the Swords suit of the tarot is all about mental, right? It's about what's going on in our minds. It's about making decisions, but making the decisions from the mind, from the mental, from the not emotional place. Okay. You have the Release card. This is the card of let go of the past. This is the ultimate card of let go of the past. So it stands to reason that as you've reached this completion, and as you have learned the soul lesson, one of the soul lessons that you were supposed to learn here on this plane of existence, it stands to reason that there is an aspect of you right now that is wanting to hold on to the past. And this card is saying it's okay to let go of the past, release it. Because now that you've learned that lesson, you are ready to move forward. And you have the Nine of Winter coming up. And the Nine of Winter, also known as the Nine of Swords, is a card of, oh, now that I have to move on. Oh, oh my goodness, the Death card came up. Oh my goodness, worst case scenario. Oh, everything's going to go wrong at this point. This is the card of, again, being the suit of Winter, which is the suit of Swords. It is a card of catastrophizing things. So Virgo, as you move into this place of completion and move into the next phase, it doesn't really surprise me that you've got these indecision cards coming up and this card of catastrophizing coming in. But the reality is you don't have to stay in this place. You can just go about living your life so long as you are not holding on to the past and really trying to how am I saying this? Like if you're holding on to the past with an iron grip and not realizing that it's okay to move forward at this time, then it stands to reason that you might be catastrophizing, right? But this 13 card, this Release card, it's the equivalent to the Death card in the traditional tarot. It is all about let go. We're done. Okay. So long as you are not holding on to the past at this time, Virgo, you can let go of this indecision because the universe will present your next steps to you. But if you're still living in the past, despite the fact that you've learned those lessons and you're ready to move on, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of discomfort there for you. All right. The next cards that we're looking at are your cards of difficult influences. Um, yeah. Okay, so you've got the King of Cups coming in. The King of Cups is a card of being caught up in your emotions. The King of Cups is an emotional king, and he has the capacity to be able to make really good decisions for himself when he is not caught up in all of those emotions. Um, he's a reliable king. So, what message is coming forward for me with regards to this King of Cups and your difficult influences is that with this indecision that you're focusing on right now, you're caught up in this. Yeah, like I keep going back to this Nine of Winter, the Nine of Swords, and you're caught up in this catastrophizing. And so the King of Cups, which would normally be a card of being able to bring an emotional situation to a positive conclusion, this is indicating that you might not be feeling that way right now, Virgo. You've got the Six of Cups here as well. The Six of Cups is the card of karma. It's a card of someone from your past may be coming in to offer you some advice. And it's also a card of karma, like reconciling the past. It makes sense that you've got this card coming in at a time when you've reached completion. And it makes sense that this card came up in your difficult influences because you're having trouble reconciling the past. You have the Hierophant coming in. I was wondering if we were going to get this card in your difficult influences, given the other cards that came in here, Virgo. The Hierophant is all about looking at the institutions that surround us, the institutions that educated us, whether that be formal education or whether that be what we learned via our societal norms or our familial norms. The reality is that the Hierophant is about what did we learn in the past that was normal for our society, for our family, for our religious institution, and what no longer serves us here now today, right? Because some of the traditions of the past may have served our ancestors, but they no longer serve us today. And the Hierophant is all about looking at that and exploring that. It stands to reason that this card would come up in your difficult influences because at this time, as you've completed one soul lesson, Virgo, you're definitely exploring, hey, what serves my highest good going forward and what can I let go of? Remember, you've got a card, one of the strongest cards in the deck about release the past. And now you've got the Hierophant. But this came up in your difficult influences. So it is something that you are kind of bumping into at this time. And you're going, oh, do I really want to let go of this? And the final card that you have here in your difficult influences is the Four of Wands. Now, this card came out kind of at the end. It came flipping out. And this is a card that um, that your efforts to be able to establish yourself in business or in a relationship are being positively acknowledged and rewarded. But you may not be feeling that right now. You have two cards here from the cups or from the emotional side of things, and you may not be feeling like you're ready to move forward. The cards are indicating you're ready to move forward. The cards are indicating that you've learned your life lesson, but you're hesitating. Something is holding you back from being able to move into your next life lesson. Your card that just makes sense is the apple tree, the abundance card, right? This makes sense because oftentimes when we have finally succeeded in learning a life's lesson, fresh new resources are presented to us so that we have an opportunity to be able to move into our next life lesson. Now, the apple tree and the abundance card are not always about money. The apple tree and abundance card are about abundance in general, abundance in family, abundance in friends, abundance in opportunities being presented to us that are not just about financial earnings. The wind is coming up here again. So yeah, this card makes sense that one of your concerns with having completed one cycle or one lesson is that the same amount of abundance may not be available to you. And this card is your confirmation that the same amount of abundance will be available to you as you let go of the past that was previously available to you. And in fact, more abundance is likely to be available to you because you've learned a life lesson. In your unexpected, in your unexpected, you have view from above, see the bigger picture. When we complete a cycle, sometimes we still have those blinders on and we remain living in the past for a period of time. And that prevents us from being able to see the bigger picture and see the opportunities that are being presented, as in this apple tree, right? And again, in your difficult influences, this Four of Wands is indicating that you are being recognized and acknowledged for your contributions, that your business has an opportunity to be successful. And yet, for whatever reason, you're failing to see that because you're still wearing the blinders or the belief systems of the past. Oh, yeah, you're supposed to be focusing on releasing the past. When you finally do release that past, when you stop staring off into space, Virgo, and not paying attention to the magic that's all around you, you'll be able to see the bigger picture. You'll be able to see the view from above. You do have an obligation to keep going forward, to not stay stuck in the past. Okay. This is a card called Ascending the Mountain, Keep Going Forward. This is a card saying that even though you've completed something, it doesn't mean that you get to sit back and rest on your laurels. You need to keep going forward. And you have the Desert Passage. Trust that there is a divine plan. This card comes up when people are feeling lost, when they are feeling like, oh my God, where do I go from here? Oh, I don't know what to do. This is the card that comes up time and time and time again. And this is the card about really and truly being able to trust that you've completed a cycle, trust that you are moving into a new one, trust that it's okay to let go of the past. There is a plan. And although we may not be consciously aware of the plan, there is definitely a plan there that's bigger than us. All right, Virgo, let's move into your final outcome. You have the Six of Wands. Huh. Oh, you had the Four of Wands there. You've got the Six of Wands. So, okay, so really quickly, the three cards that you have in your final overall outcome is the Six of Spring, also known as the Six of Wands, the Three of Summer. I love when the Three of Summer comes up because this is the equivalent to the Three of Cups. This is the celebration card. This is the card of closing off one cycle and starting a new one. The Three of Cups always brings up the reminder that everything that we go through in life is a phase or a stage. And you have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is about new beginnings with regards to business, career, and money. Okay. Your general overall outcome, Virgo, by the end of June, we are looking that wonderful news will be on the way for you, and that there is going to be additional public recognition for your efforts. As I mentioned, you have the Three of Cups here. This is the card of celebration, also known as the Three of Summer in the fairy deck. And you'll notice here that this card has three dancing fairies on it. The fairies are celebrating and they're just having a great time. This card represents looking at the different stages and phases that the moon goes through, that a woman goes through in her lifetime, being the maiden, the goddess, and the crone. And this is about just celebrating graduation, celebrating weddings, celebrating the completion of one phase of our life and moving into a new phase in our life. And when this card comes up, it can indicate that perhaps there was a recent graduation, perhaps there is a wedding coming forward, perhaps there's even a birth coming in. All of these things are the types of things that come in that indicate that we are closing off a cycle, right? I mean, the completion card here, I've been speaking in very general terms for you, Virgo, throughout this entire reading. But just to nail down some more specifics for you, that completion card can show the ending of the maiden period of a Virgo's life and moving into the goddess phase. It could indicate the beginning of moving into the retirement years and into the perimenopause or the menopause years for the females in the group. For the men in the group, it could indicate you've done a good job and you're heading towards retirement. It could indicate that for both men and women, that all of a sudden you are going to become parents. That is a completion, right? You complete your single life and all of a sudden you are parents. All of these things are indicated both by the completion card and by this Three of Summer card coming up, indicating that as you close out the old phase of your life, there is cause for celebration. And you have the Ace of Autumn, also known as the Ace of Pentacles. This is a card that there is a happy change in your career, most likely, that the potential exists for significant more money to be coming towards you at this time. All in all, Virgo, a really, really positive reading for you. And it looks to me like mid to late June, there is some confusion on your part as you're closing off. Now, take for example, and I'm not saying this is true for all of you, but take for example, some of you may be getting married, or you may have just graduated from high school or post-secondary, or you may have just found out that a baby is going to be coming into the world and into your world. All of these things are indicated by the completion card. And so all of those things can leave you in that state of the Two of Winter, which you had, in that state of choices. Oh my God, which way do I turn? Oh my God, I've just graduated from high school. What do I do now? Oh my God, I've just graduated from college or university. What do I do now? And being that this is at the end of June, yeah, I mean, the timing is right for so many of you. Oh my goodness, I just found out I was pregnant. Oh my goodness, I just was proposed to, or there's a wedding coming up in the family in the future, or oh, my own wedding is coming up. You know, June and July are popular months for weddings. All of these things are completions. You are letting go of the past. So don't get bogged down in the worry, oh, my life is changing. Instead, really, truly celebrate the future, because these cards on either side of the Three of Summer are indicating there is cause for celebration, both additional financial abundance in your life. Oh, wait, didn't you have another card in your reading that spoke of abundance? You absolutely did. You had this apple tree here, and you also have this 6 here, indicating that there will be recognition for the work that you put in. So Virgo, I'm going to leave off your reading on those really, really happy, positive notes. I hope you'll join me again at the beginning of July. I would love your comments down below. If you enjoyed this and this resonated with you, please consider giving me a like and subscribe. And as well, if this really truly resonated with you and you would like a reading that is more personal to you, by all means, reach out and contact me. I'll leave my contact information down below. Thank you so much.